Hello everyone, this is Genesis Reset back with another video, and I hope everyone is doing fine today. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor and read this short paragraph on your screen right here, all right? Now listen, as you read this paragraph right here, you're going to come across two names, Stanford and Morgan, as well as a powerful comment by one of them, all right? Now look, let me put a little bit of historical stamp on this thing right here, as well as I'm going to introduce you to this book, where I got this from, all right? Now look, the year is 1884 at this time right here, and it is about at least 2 decades after the Emancipation Proclamation of 1863, in which Abraham Lincoln so-called freed the slaves, all right? Now, during this time right here, Lincoln should have executed all of those Southerners' betrayal of the Union, right? To which he didn't. They supposed to get executed from the generals to the lieutenants, all the way down to the staff sergeant and so on and so forth, right? But Lincoln didn't. He did not do that, right? So these Confederates found their way back into the political ring, right? And they became senators and, presidents and so on and so forth within the Union at this time. And how ironic is that, right? You fight the Union, and all of a sudden you end up in the political realm of the Union from the South, of the enemies. But Lincoln pretty much said, let bygones be bygones, and all is forgotten, and let's continue on and fight the real enemy, which was the so-called Negroes, right? Now, during this time, before this time, we was up under their thumb. We was slaves, right? We was chained up. We was able to work for them, comb their hair, get all the lights out of them. We sick balls, defend them against the so-called red natives. Everything, wash their kids, go take them swimming, building things, everything. Building the glory of the America infrastructure and everything, right? Everything was fine until 1863, and now it's 1884, and everything's a problem now, right? Everything, all them decades has been washed away. Now we are public enemy number one. The Negroes are public enemy number one, and now we need to get rid of them all of a sudden, right? So now you got to say to yourself, hey, what happened, right? Everything was just fine and dandy, but soon we are free. Now it's all out war against them. Now you must say to yourself, that is a crazy phenomenon. So let's dig into that real quick right here. Now, what y'all looking at right here is the exodus, or the eviction notice of these Negroes right here. So what you are looking at is something that's very powerful right here. Now you must understand that when this guy here, his name Morgan, right? Morgan said this statement right here, and Morgan was a United States Senate speaking this trash on the Senate floor of during this time of 1884, right? Now you must imagine that it must have been nothing but racism and racists during this time on the Senate floor, talking about we need to get rid of these Negroes. Now, all of a sudden, as you see this statement right here, the curtain's been pulled back. The epiphany just struck in all of a sudden. A sense of clarity that came up. You know what? These people that we had enslaved, who have built the glory of the United States and whatnot, they not really Negroes. They Israelites. We need to find a new Canaan for our modern day Israelites, right? The book that they have, the Bible, the Old Testament that they have been reading about these people. They open this book and saying prayers, saying prayers over their meal and going to church and all this other thing, and all of a sudden, not just this guy, Morgan, but all these senators reading this Bible, the Old Testament, right? Knowing that who we are, because this bastard right here, he's not the only one that knows who we are, right? All of them know. But miraculously, they finna do God's work, right? Now we're gonna do God's work. Oops, we made a mistake. Or better yet, we have an epiphany. Let's do God's work to get them out the pain. You know, they built up America, and now it's not being cruel to them. Now we finna do God's work of getting these Israelite slaves / Negroes out of America, and let's put them back in Canaan and Africa. And not only just that, this bastard was on the Senate floor talking about we're not just going to send them to Africa, but we could send them to Hawaii, we could send them to the Philippines, we could send them to the islands and everything. You know, he was saying all type of glorious things on the Senate floor, him and that bastard Stanford. Now I'm going to introduce you to them in one moment, just really quick, a quick synopsis. But you might understand how significant this is. You know, they just pulled back the curtain just like that. After decades and decades or centuries, they know who we are. But you understand, it doesn't faze them. You know, they're not worried about the God of the Bible. They just worry about the God of material wealth. That's the only thing that concerns them. That's it. That's the significance of this right here. That overnight, just of a turn of a page, just wake up one morning after eating some damn, I don't know what the hell they was eating back that time. You know, some hog maws. You know, and smoking them some tobacco. You know, how are we going to get these Negroes out the pain? Aha, let's reveal who they really are. You know, let's reveal who they really are. And we're going to build a coalition around that. Now here come the money. Here come the support. Here come the boats. You know, here come the horses, the carriages. You know, everything. But yet still, it is done in vain. You get what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? To get us out the paint during this time, it was all in vain. That now we got now that we have got what we wanted, we no longer need you. We no longer want you. You talking about you want politics, you want equal rights, you want the stuff that we got now that you are free. No. We got to get you up out of here. You know, and how ironic is that to tell the truth, the good and evil of these people. Now, with that being said, let me just show you real quick right here, because here is the book. Here, this is where I got the information from. Page 80, to let you guys and girls see that I do have the book. You know, King Leopold is a premier demon from hell. Right? I'm not going to go into all of that here, right? You can read the book and you can see what he have done to our brothers and sisters out there in the Congo, cutting their hands off for the surplus of the rubber tree. That's what he wanted, because during this time in the 1900s, the 1900s, 1884 and throughout, you know, rubber was in high demand. Rubber for the cars to make tires, for the bikes and so on. And so on, for other different rubber products. So with that being said, let me just give you go down the yellow brick demon road right fast. Here's Chester A. Arthur during this time. You know, he's sanctioned for King Leopold to have pretty much a control or monopoly over there in the Congo, which they forged a lot of the chiefs over there in Africa, which is probably, they didn't write none of that stuff or agree to give these King Leopold command or to have authority over their land. He didn't do that. It was a fraud. But anyway, they didn't give a damn. As long as it was just written on paper, you know, he signed off for it. Now here's King Leopold. He's the one who made a fraud or bogus letters to the president to sign off on. Now, here is Stanford here. This is the guy here that King Leopold hired to be a liaison to the president to speak on King Leopold's behalf, right? To have that control over there in the Congo. There is no telling what he paid him, but he did pay him well, right? To help wine and dine the presidency. To wine and dine the president to get Leopold those control over there in the Congo. And this bastard right here, he had a orange plantation, and he was sending oranges everywhere, prize oranges, you know, and everything. That was a great commodity, you know, because you can make orange juice, medical things with oranges, you know, for coals and so on. He had a monopoly over this plantation. So he was sitting on oranges. And last but least, the top degenerate of them all, this Southerner Confederate, this guy right here. Excuse me. This guy right here. He's the one. He was the premier day walker who promoted that Canaan for our modern day Israelites. This guy right here was talking that trash on the Senate floor, wishing and hoping that the Senate and the House agreed upon sending us back. Now, believe me, some of them did. They sent us some everywhere, but not the complete story of us. But this was the guy who said it. Now, if he knows who we are, all of a sudden, miraculously, overnight, you know, they know for decades, for centuries. They all know. But see, plain dumb is the new intelligence, ladies and gentlemen. Plain stupid gets them what they want, gets them in control because they have the power to do so. But they know the truth. They know who we are. And they don't give a rat's ass about it. You know, they would fake the fraud to get material wealth. You know, they will do whatever it takes. Lie, steal, cheat, whatever. They know who we are. They don't give a damn. You know. But do you? That's the question. Do you care? And with that, peace out.